The first point I'm going to talk about when it comes to signs of a narcissist in this part number 1 of my series is about signs of narcissists. I will tell now, and that is that narcissists don't just want to be admired, they expect to be admired. Compliments don't just make them feel good. The compliments also is like fuel for them. If a narcissist isn't being showered with praise, they can become agitated. Their whole existence is implied to be some sort of immaculate gift others must recognize. Conversely, their need for admiration means they will reject criticism outright. Narcissists are incredibly concerned with their self-image, but they won't accept any kind of advice. Bitter feelings grow larger until they consume the narcissist entirely. To a narcissist, they are not the ones who need to change, but the rest of the world is. Consider these things I said now very carefully. Point number 2 in this first program about signs of a narcissist are typically delusional and choose to live in their own fantasy world rather than in reality, since real life does not support their grandiose view of themselves. This fantasy world of theirs tends to revolve around distortion of the truth, self-deception, and thinking as they believe in these self-glorifying illusions they have about themselves, involving success, wealth, power, attractiveness, intelligence, and love that makes them feel in control and special. There is a big control need here. Unfortunately, these fantasies are just a mask protecting the narcissist from their feelings of inner emptiness and shame. Therefore, any facts or options that contradict them are either ignored or rationalized to meet their perspective on things. Anything that threatens to destroy their fantasy bubble is often met with rage and defensiveness as well, which can turn into violence if the narcissist feels threatened enough. The sign number 3 I will talk about here now it's a classic sign of narcissism, and probably one of the most difficult to deal with, is that the narcissist have lack of accountability and how they blame others for their problems or faults. Although a narcissist generally wants to be in control, ironically, they never want to be responsible with what comes with their role. The result and consequence for their actions, unless of course everything goes their way, they cannot at all take responsibility for. However, when things do not go accordingly to their plan or they feel criticized, a narcissist will place responsibility and blame on others who are involved, as it always has to be someone else in fault when things are not perfect, because narcissists have 100% idea that they are perfect. In some situations, the blame is generalized, such as bosses, teachers, co-workers, friends, family, politicians, and professionals, and so on, are to blame. So this is maybe the most classic and most difficult to deal with when it comes to narcissism, because so many narcissists are in high positions in society and professionals, as they have many traits that are very charming, and they know exactly how to trick people into like them at the first glance. That's when they trap their victims, so to say. Number 4 sign I would like to take up in this program is that the narcissist will often be driven by hidden fears. A narcissist will often be driven by hidden fears. This also means, of course, that narcissists don't want to admit or see or feel their own fears. So they bypass this through many ways that is not healthy at all. Though they may seem self-obsessed and entitled, their behaviors can often hide a deep sense of insecurity and lack of satisfaction. It's important to remember that narcissistic personality disorder causes deep distress to the individual who has it, as well as those around them. One more time I say it. It's important to remember narcissistic personality disorder causes deep distress to the individual who has it, as well as those surrounding them. Narcissists may have deep-seated fears of being abandoned or rejected, which are often informed by experiences they've had with others. They may be afraid of being proved wrong or having to acknowledge their own flaws. And this, of course, goes together with that they have this need to be 100% perfect or show up as they were 100% perfect. They have that attitude. They want to have that outside look like they are. They try to improve and show out everyone around them all the time that everything they do is perfect and they are perfect. Their seeming sense of self-importance might be a defense mechanism to keep them from needing to acknowledge their own imperfectionism. And I will add here. So I will come now after this with 3 more programs in this series. And to have a beginning with a whole picture, you need to put all these different signs together. That will be, I think it's 16 different signs. And it's the combination of all these different signs that makes this personality disorder dangerous. This is not even anything that the hospitals around the world can deal with. the true narcissistic personality disorder is not diagnosed as a sickness even, because they can't deal with it, because it's so spread out in the society, in the 3D matrix, that it's actually like a sign for the whole 3D matrix. And there it will be, maybe not every single 16 of these signs, but most individuals in the 3D matrix actually have some kind of sign of narcissistic behavior. This is not said in a judgmental view here. This is said out from clarity, and it is said out of the need to accept and look at ourselves to see what is truly healthy to go on and live with in your life, because all these things may keep you trapped in a thought system you don't really feel well together with. And you are born to this life to enjoy your life. And why I now put out this series about the signs of narcissists that I know very well, since I have contact with this kind of personality disorder in my life many years, and survived it. So I say this because this is something that if people look closer on this and what they have themselves of these parts, they can let go of their past much easier, because they can change their behavior. Because to let go is not only about to be able to let go and to understand what that really means. Like, it doesn't mean that you leave everything you have in your mind. It means to not focus on what is unhealthy and negative. But the thing is that when you can figure out what is parts of you that you don't really feel joy about, and you see this and accept it, you can leave that, and you can work on not saying yes when this kind of behavior coming up from inside you, because you're used to do this. Human beings are beings who are very fond of doing the same things, repeated. Human beings have therefore to be very, very observant of themselves in their behavior if they want to strive forward in truth and really be free spirit and live in freedom. But it's not actually difficult. It's actually very beautiful, fun, and joyful. You just change the whole picture up and down and look at everything from another angle. So with these words, I stop this program. Thank you very much, and much blessings from me, Freya and Joy.